Right, well, I don't know if yet you can hear me now, and I am not using a microphone. Perfect. I think I've lost everyone, but hey ho, it's all trial and error. Is the sound any better now? Who am I speaking to? Who am I asking? There's no one here. Nothing is ever easy in the Philippines. Ever. And I mean ever. But it's more fun, they say. Well, I've got a like. I don't know how I've got a like. I've got a like on a new live without anyone being there. One person is there, and they will tell me that the sound is terrible. No doubt. Is the sound better? Bloody better be. I bought this webcam. Bloody better be. I bought this webcam and I've bought these headphones and all these other singing and dancing things because people kept moaning about the quality of the sound that when I was using my phone. Well, that's not actually true. My other phone broke. Got a new phone this week. I've had a very busy week. But yeah, I'm expecting to have good quality sounds. Maybe the fan in the background's not helping. I'm just going to move that slightly, the fan. Maybe if that's not blowing on us, that might what? So just tried it on the dog's toy. Well, it's just me and you against the world, Mike. This is going to be a very intimate live stream at this rate. No, there were three of us there, and Ellen in the background. I can't get used to where the camera is. It's very confusing. Ellen doing her cooking in the kitchen. Three of us there, and Ellen in the background. I can't get used to where the camera is. It's very confusing. Ellen doing her cooking in the kitchen. Um, is the sound better than it was using the headphones? I've got to have a play around with these. They're Logitech. Apparently, you can. I think there's software. There's things you can do with them allegedly, but it's very disappointing that the sound is tinny. That's no good at all. We don't want tinny sounds. Four people, and no one is talking to me. Well, no one likes me either. Maybe Mike has gone. Five people. Yeah. It's end on time. Just got notification that you were on. Good evening, Simon. Good evening. It's end on time. Hello, mate. How you doing? Mike Thompson. Sound is better. Well, there you go. That is wonderful to hear. The sound is better. You've made me a happy old man. Well, you haven't really, because I don't know what the point of the bloody headphones. If its sound is better without headphones, what was the point of the headphones? Um, anyway, there you go. How is everyone? I wonder if John Messers is still there. He took me to buy some glasses today. I took this week has been an eye opener. I don't want to talk about. There's not many people here, but my God, I've gone spend crazy this week. Spend crazy. I bought a lot of stuff, and all of it has been considerably cheaper than I thought it would be, which has made me very happy. But I'll get that in a minute. Mike Thompson, were you affected by the earthquake? No, absolutely not. Our landlord, my landlord, I say our landlord, I'm thinking about my neighbour, messaged me and said, did you feel the earthquake? How bad was it? And that was about an hour after the earthquake. I knew nothing about it. Didn't feel a damn thing. Yeah. And Mindanao's not that far from here, considering how strong it was. But no, didn't feel anything. We're fine. I hope people are okay in Mindanao. But yeah, no, didn't feel anything. Did you feel anything, John? Um, it's end of time. Did you miss anything? Well, you missed so much. It's end of time. It's amazing. But it's a secret. We can't tell you what you missed, mate. Should have been here. How are things in your world? just going to say for everyone, that picture of the elephant on the wall, that did not come with the apartment. That is not anything to do with us. I don't know why. I don't know who would want an elephant on their wall, but there you go. I'll be back in a second. I was about to close the kitchen door to give Ellen a bit of privacy, but the kitchen door is closed. There you go. That's the trouble because it's dark glass everywhere. I didn't realise when you had the light in there, you can see straight through it. John Mesters felt nothing on the earthquake. There you go. I don't think anyone here did. I've not heard anyone. It always amazes me. Like there were a couple in the last two in Cebu. And some people in Dumaguete will be saying, "Oh, the house was shaking and the windows were this and that." And I've not felt a damn thing. So you never know if people are exaggerating or we were just lucky or what. I mean, not exaggerating Cebu. Obviously, they got hit hard, but like in Dumaguete. But this time, I have not heard of a single person say they were hit hard by the earthquake. So, yeah, I don't think many people were. I don't think anyone was. As I say, I haven't heard of a single person. I think we're going to be a very. It's mostly felt east of Mindanao. Is that right? There you go. I've not really looked into it much, to be honest with you. It's terrible. You get used to them over here. I had so many since I've been here. So what makes me laugh is a tsunami. I think I probably told this story before. But when I first got to Siggy Hall, there was a massive one. And I was in the rum bar drinking on the beach or drinking in the afternoon on the rum bar, which is right on the beach. Like the water literally laps up to the bar. You can get your feet wet at certain times of tide. And all afternoon, I'd seen people putting signs up and like in Filipino signs in whatever, Visayan or whatever it was, all up and down the road and things like that. And I thought there was a festival or something coming. And I said to one of the bar staff, Migo, I said, what's going on with all these signs and all this stuff? And he said that it's a tsunami warning. We might get hit by a tsunami. We weren't in the end, but you know, given it's a tourist resort, might have helped to have a couple of signs in English or someone, you know, saying something. Because I mean, my God, if we had been hit by a tsunami, I wouldn't have lasted long. Right, bang, bang. Literally, we spent the whole day on the water's edge, totally oblivious of the pending danger. Not a bad camera, this is it. I don't think I look as pale as I did in the previous ones. Don't look very dark though, I must admit. Craig at 975. Hi Simon, how you doing, buddy? Long time since I've joined the live stream. Hope you and your girlfriend are well. We are, Craig. Glad to have you back. You've chosen a very quiet live stream to join us. It has been disjointed. We've had a brownout and then microphone problems and things, so I've come and gone. So it's a merry band of six of us, but that is it. So welcome on board. We need the numbers. No, we're on 7 now. So who of the regulars are here? Well, Craig's not been on for a while. We've got Enzo Time, we've got Mike Thompson, we've got John Mesters, Big John. Yeah, this week, I bought a new webcam, bought a new phone, got a fantastic deal on the phone, got a fantastic deal on the webcam. I've got a good deal on the laptop. I thought things couldn't get any better. When I was talking to John when we were playing Pickleball on Monday, and he told me the price of glasses, getting new prescription glasses at the optician. He went down today, got myself a pair there. My God, it was a good deal. I have had nothing but good deals this week. I don't like spending money unless it's a bargain, then I love it. But got to wait 8 days or 7 to 8 days until I get my new glasses. They're bloody cheap. I'm waiting for something to go wrong. The camera was half price, the phone was half price, the glasses were like about, I don't know, 25% of what I paid last time. It's all been good. I even got the headphones were like 800 pesos off because I got a token with the laptop. Don't understand why these aren't good. This is not good. Got to work out why these are so tinny. That's unacceptable. We got no Jim. We got no Jack. We've got no Adam. We've got no Billy. We've got no art chairs. We've got no Wendy. We're missing a lot. Anyway, chaps, I have gone on long enough talking about myself. What is the word on the street? What is the news? Apart from John, is there anyone actually in the Philippines now at the moment I can ask about the earthquake? None of you have chaps. Um, John Mesters, what did Ellen say about your glasses? Did you show her the selfies? I did show her the selfies, and she said she thought they were okay. But I did warn her beforehand. Be careful what you say, because it's already done. They're in. There's no changing. I'm happy with them, so you can complain about this and you can complain about that, but it's too late. So what's the point? You're just going to make you feel crap about the new glasses. So what do you think? Honestly, I framed it that way, and she said, they're okay. I mean, it's hard to tell from the photograph, but usually you would get, oh, this, no, you need that. They make you that. You know what I mean? It's always things after the fact. But no, John, she said they were okay. We will see when I actually get them. But I like her, mate. I'm very much obliged. Mike Thompson, 1541, could see you with a pair of Dame Edna glasses. Well, if you could see me with a pair of Dame Edna glasses, mate, you probably want to see a therapist. You shouldn't be having thoughts like that. I can't. Yeah, I think I never like those big black round ones that I wear sometimes. Ellen loves them. She wanted me to get another pair like that, but I've gone for a nice little sleek pair of Oakleys, as you will see in a few weeks' time. I like them. I think they're very nice. Did you go to the Patank today, John, or did you go straight out? I mean, did you go afterwards? You're back early if you went there. I went shopping afterwards. I made a mistake. I should have gone to LV Hyper. I went to Robinson's and they didn't have anything that I wanted. 8 people now. 8 people, but only 3 people are talking. Now, having said that, there are 4 people that I'm talking to, and I only got 2 likes. So 2 of the people that I am dialoguing with haven't hit the like button. Which 2 are you? You should be ashamed of yourself, Mr. Mesters. Um, John Mesters, I went home, mate. I didn't feel like going all the way down to Pekong. Um, yeah, I know the feeling. I didn't want to go all the way down to Pekong, but I had to because I live here. 3 likes. God bless you, whoever that was. I'm intrigued now. I'm intrigued what you guys are doing. I'm also intrigued as to who the 4 other people are. Are they friends of the channel? Are they just wanderers? Oh, 10. My God, we're on fire. 4. Would you say the sound is better than, I know it's better than before. I've got to work this out because this is the first time I've ever used my laptop with the new camera. I always use, well, my phone's fucked. I could use this phone next week, but I wanted to see what I think the pictures are right now. It's a nice wide angle. I say it's supposed to be a very good webcam because it's got autofocusing and things. That should in a minute. I was trying it out early on, and you could see my things after a while. Anyway, it's taken a while, but it's not a fixed lens, and it's supposed to be better in dark. When the brownout first came on, I thought, well, I can stream anyway because we've got UPS power supply and I think I can still live stream, but we had no lights at all. And the 2 emergency lights I've got, I forgot to charge them. It's no good in pitch black. No good. It's quite good when the lights are out, and it works a lot better than webcams I've had before. Oh, we're up to 13 now. Has anyone else joined us? I might try the camera next week, use the phone next week. We're up to 13. Mother, I've made it. Are any of the 13 regulars? It's hard work when no one talks to me, chaps. I'm very grateful, John. I'm very grateful, Mike. I'm very grateful, Craig. Very great lens of time. The rest of you say something for God's sake. Don Vito Corleone, 1972. Hello there. Greetings from Finland. Greetings, Don Vito Corleone. How are you doing, mate? Welcome to the chat. Mike Thompson, aircon sorted. No, the aircon is not sorted, but that's not my fault. I have handed it over to the landlord. Um, he asked me about it a week ago, and I told him the woes, and he said, "Do you want me to take care of it?" I said, "Over to you, Captain." So no, it's not sorted, but I'm not trying to sort it. But the good thing is, a few more days, I can get on the landlord and say, "What's going on with the aircon?" Yeah, not my problem anymore, mate. I've been busy sorting out laptops and phones and cameras and all sorts of things. Could do with it getting sorted soon, though. It is a pain in the arse. I don't think we've had anyone from Finland before. See, Mike, you're gonna make me feel bad about myself now. I knew you were gonna ask that next. No, I haven't done anything about the ID, but I intend to this week, and I really do. It's on my to-do list because I've got to do a few things with my stocks and shares. And to do that, I tried to log into my Vanguard the other day. It wouldn't let me. So it wants to call home and send a PIN number. So I'm going to make some calls to the UK, and I'm going to get everything set up, and I'm going to do it. Then I'm going to apply for the gate. I'm going to get it all done when I've got someone in the UK who can sit by the phone for an hour. So that is on the list. The application will start this week. Stand on me. I will get it done. I'm in the motivated mood at the moment. Um, uh, Dango Philippines. Hi, how you doing? I'm doing well, mate. How are you? Dango Philippines. What about the guy shot in Cebu? I didn't do it. I know nothing about it. Sorry to be flippant if he was anyone's friend. What guy who got shot in Cebu? Mike Thompson, 115.41. 115.41. What is wrong with me? 555. For anyone who's not in Asia, that is laughing. Is it just Asia where that 555 means laughing? Does it mean laughing in other places? Yes, tell us about the guy who got shot in the people get shot all the time now, don't they? Guy got shot in Cebu. A Westerner, a Filipino. Um, Dango Philippines still bringing your cheese in January. Cheese sauce, mate. Don't bring cheese. You get arrested bringing cheese into the country. Dairy products. God bless you. Very excited about that. Cheddar cheese sauce. That's what we need. And it doesn't have to be Flash. Doesn't have to be Marks and Spencer. Doesn't have to be Waitrose. I'll be happy with Iceland. No, that's doing it. That's that. I will be happy with Iceland. I don't do Iceland do cheese. I've never been to Iceland. I say lie. I've been to Iceland once as a kid when it ceased to become B jams. But I've got no idea what they serve there. Um, but yeah, any cheese sauce will do. God bless you. I don't know. There doesn't seem to be much spontaneity in the chat anymore. I wonder, is it a setting that I've done wrong or something? Should I maybe the it says recommended 60-minute delay. I don't know why it's recommended. Um, it's at the time Poundland cheese. Dare you to try it. Um, do Poundland sell cheese, or do you mean Poundland cheese powder? I'll tell you what. I'll sound snobby now. Last time I was back in the UK, I went shopping in Ipswich, and I had never been to Ipswich before. Um, I just thought I'd give it a try. I was living in Burnham Market at the time, and I went down to Ipswich because occasionally I'd go for little drives and that. Norwich is a nice little town. Got to Ipswich, and my God, it was all Poundlands and pound stretchers, and I don't think there was anything other than pound shops and bookies on the high street. And I went in because I'd gone shopping. I went in a few of them, And my God, they sold a load of crap. It's I didn't know Poundland sold cheese. It was all like, there wasn't much for a pound in it. It's all truthful, but God, awful, awful place to go shopping. Sorry if you're Ipswich, don't mean to offend you, but that place scarred me. Do Poundland sell fresh stuff? I know some of them were selling sandwiches in like a thingy bit at the front, but yeah, don't know who goes shopping in those places. Whilst I don't know who goes shopping in those places, I mean, obviously, I assume people who are a bit hard up on their luck don't have a lot of money on them. I get that. I know, I'm not being like, snobbish. I'm just saying, I don't know, people go shopping in there in the sense you couldn't do your shopping in there. You can't like do your weekly shop there. It was such an eclectic collection of crap. It makes you wonder who goes there. But there you go. Panland cheese. Dare you try it? I'm terrified now that Dengon Philippines works at Poundland or something like that. We've offended him. I'm sure he doesn't. Ellen is in the background, but she's sulking as we snapped in between. I'm sorry, my love. Can you ever forgive me? I think so. She'll be all right. I bought a donut earlier on. Um, Dengon Philippines still the same. Every high street the same now. England gone to the dogs. Uh yeah. Well, everyone says that. I mean, certain parts of England are not what they once was. I will give you that. But some places are still quite nice. I mean, I think it depends where you go. I mean, that's the thing. It's like when I go back now. I mean, I haven't been back for a while. When I go and visit my parents, I don't notice any change at all. It still looks all right. But I'm quite, I mean, apart from London, when you get to um is it Paddington? I mean, I notice more homeless people sleeping outside the stations. But once I get to like Swansea, Clondilo, they've not changed. They're still the same they've always been. But yeah, you go to certain places like Ipswich and I mean Leicester's changed. Yeah, I mean, but not all places have been hit anywhere as near as hard as some other places have. But some of the city centres are quite depressing. I mean, it's like I was in Chesterfield last time I was back, and that's a nice little town centre now. It's been hit, but there are loads of coffee shops have opened and bakeries and things. Some places have just been devastated. Um, Mike Thompson, will you watch the World Cup or are you just West Ham? Uh, I am. I'm primarily West Ham. I mean, I am a West Ham man more than I'm in England. I used to follow England away back in the day, but then I realised that I didn't have a lot in common with these people. So anyway, no. But I wouldn't travel for it anymore. I wouldn't go to the World Cup or the Euros. But here, I will watch it mainly for the crack, if I can. And I started tentatively asking this week where it will be open. There is a place called the Octagon, which fortunately is only about 300 metres away from where we live. And that seems to be the best bet. But the trouble is the games here, they won't be on until 4 a.m. in the morning. And talking to some friends, I think if we make it to the quarters and the semis and the finals, they got really busy last year with the European Cup. I mean, I was here last year. I watched them down the Palms, John. I don't know why I watched them down the Palms. I think I watched one down the Octagon and I wasn't particularly impressed by the atmosphere. So I watched the final down the Palms. But people who went to the Octagon said it was kicking. I don't know what the group qualifiers are going to be like this year. I don't know what the group stages are going to be like. 4 o'clock in the morning, isn't it? But I will probably go to the Octagon. The only other place I've seen advertised doing it has been that fish and chip shop in Valencia. I'm not going to go there. I doubt the Kingswick's going to show it. I mean, I know Sideways is not. They're going to show the in-hour one. So I think it's Octagon, mate. I think it's the Octagon or nothing, John. Joe Bucks, how you doing, Sean? Joe Bucks for you. Hey, Simon. Cheers, bud. How you doing, mate? Welcome for you. Hey, Simon. Cheers, bud. How you doing, mate? Welcome to the live stream, Mike. Did you hear that Sullivan quit West Ham? Oh, yeah. I heard that. Yeah. Kind of knew that was on the cards. A lot of people have been very careful about what they say about that because they don't want to get sued. I suppose I should be careful, but yeah, it's no surprise to a lot of West Ham fans what is happening to him now. Um, some of the charges or some of the allegations are slightly different. To be honest with you, I've heard a lot worse in terms of allegations. So, yeah, it was on the cards he was going to leave. I mean, I expect him to walk out anyway when we got relegated. But yeah, good riddance to bad rubbish. He won't be missed. Hopefully, Tinsky will buy all the shares now, and it's onwards and upwards. I mean, I don't want to get too carried away in all the gland glory of what plans some people are saying he's got for the club and what other people aren't saying. I got to get used to it. It's weird because like when I rock this way, I expect it's I've got so used to my camera, which is in mirror image. This one is I've got so used to my camera, which is in mirror image. This one is not mirror. I'm getting very confused where I move. Like I go like that. Yeah, anyway, I'll get there in the end. Um, yeah, good riddance to him. That man has done so much damage to our club. Well, he's done more damage than anyone in the history of West Ham United. So I I won't go as far as to say I wish him ill. The lies, and the crap and the damage he's done. It's hard to wish him well. And if the allegations that have been made against him turn out to be true, I mean, again, you've got to be careful what you say. He's not going to sue little old me. But the point is, those allegations on the Panorama documentary, they are just the tip of the iceberg. They are the ones that their lawyers have decided they're solid enough to make without any chance of being sued for it. I mean, they can back out in court. Trust me, there are some far stronger ones that they obviously didn't feel they wanted to repeat on TV, but I think they'll come to the head. I mean, I don't know what they said in terms of, but I mean, he was photographed a couple of years back coming outside Barking police station after questioning things. So it has come it's no surprise to West Ham fans that this was coming. Colin Farrell, hello mate, how you doing? Does that mean the Dido, as in the Dildo brothers, aren't there anymore? Well, David Gold isn't. He's been gone a long time. He passed away, bless him. I had a lot more time for David Gold than I did for David Sullivan because David Gold was a West Ham man in the sense that he was born on Green Street and he used to play for the club. He played for the reserves. He came up through the youth system at West Ham. So, I mean, he was a West Ham man. There's no getting around that. Whether he had best intentions, from the start, I don't know. I'd like to think he did. Sullivan, I don't believe any of it. But yeah, David Gold, rest his soul, has been gone a long time now. But he was never he was only a small percentage of the club. He was always the minority shareholder. He was a minority shareholder at Birmingham. And by the end, he was so old, I mean, he was old and confused and all sorts of things by the end. But his daughter was still on the board. I mean, she's still one of the major shareholders. Apparently, it's her. I mean, this is the gossip, whether it's true or not. Krupinski, who's the guy who's taken us over, or supposedly taken us over, he is working in hands with David Gold's daughter. I think her name's Jacqueline Gold, to achieve it. Apparently, rumours, I don't know. She has no love lost with David Sullivan. I don't know if that's true or not. That's what's being said. So they're working together to shaft him. But I mean, he can't. He's got to go now anyway. He can't. I think he's going to need his money for his law. I don't know what you guys know about Kapinski. I can't. Katinsky. I keep saying his name wrong. I'm going to lose everyone now because I'm talking about West Ham. But sod it. He's incredibly rich. He's worth billions and billions and billions. I think he's the 200th richest person in the world. But he bought in a West Ham a long time ago. But he's never done anything. He's never invested any money in it. He's got shares in lots of things. And since that time, he's got really wealthy. And the suggestions are he never really wanted to put money into West Ham. He just wanted to have a stake in it when it eventually got sold so we could make some money. But now that we've gone down and gold and that's suffering, I think his hand has been forced. And he's made a statement basically saying he will do whatever he can to get the club back up. Because he can't help, what else can he do? I mean, he's got to protect his investment. But the rumours are, I mean, we've been saying for a long time, I think he will try and buy the stadium. If he doesn't try and buy the stadium, someone else will, and the surrounding lands. They will knock the stadium down and build a new stadium and convert, because there's a lot of land there which comes with the ground, which you could make a lot of money if you've got the cash to do it. And I think that's what will happen. And if it does, happy days. Anyway, I've talked enough about West Ham now. I know a lot of the people here aren't West Ham fans, but thank you for asking. It was good to get it off my chest. Who else is there? Someone asked me something about the Philippines, or someone, even better, some of you chaps tell me about yourselves, your week, and what you're doing. Will you be, if you're still there, John, will you be going to watch the games at Rotterdam? The Dutch games? I imagine Holland's qualified. Joe Bucks, how is your friend with the pitbull settling in? Curious as to how the process goes. Obviously different for everyone, but I suppose similar for many. I'm going to word this very carefully. He's a hard one to read. I'm not sure. I'm not going to display. Can I speak tonight? Probably not. I'm not going to betray any conversations I've had with him about it, because that would be wrong. But I think he's all right. I think it's up in the air. You know, it's one of these things. I could see him staying here for the next 4 or 5 years, blissfully happy. Equally, I could see him thinking, "I've made a mistake." I don't know, mate. I have muted the idea. He's recently started a YouTube channel, doing another interview, but he doesn't seem too keen. But yeah, I mean, I don't think he's unhappy. I don't think he's unhappy, but I don't think he's away with the fairies happy. The blasted finger, hi all, internet is pants again tonight. Hello Billy, how you doing? All seems to be okay, but we had a browner earlier on. That's what screwed it up. But I tell you something now, Joe Bucks. I'm just going to go back to Sean and I'll come back to you, Billy. Sam's back. If you remember, I don't know if any of you remembered Sam. He did an interview a while back. He was my previous old neighbour. He came back last week. He's living over in Richmond Homes. He's delighted to be back. He's moved to it full time now. Rented the place for a year. In fact, he was playing John, Big John, who's in the video, who's in the chat. We were all playing pickleball on Monday. Greg and Sam and that. So they all seem to be doing all right. I mean, Greg said he enjoyed himself. So I don't know. It's a big step though. You don't know until you've been here a period of time if you made the right move or not. You're going to have up days and down days. Blasted finger, Billy. Yeah. So he's crap where you are, or been all right tonight apart from the bow now. I mean, internet's not been a problem. Blasted finger. Not blasted finger. John Mesters. Mine is Italy, mother's side. Mate, they're not going to playing in the World Cup. Oh, I know Italy's not going to play in the World Cup because Trump, in all his glory, he wanted to kick the Iranians out and replace them with the Italians. And Maloney said, no, sod that, we're not doing that. Why he thought he could do that, I do not know. But yeah, I know Italy hasn't qualified. Colin Farrell, how long was the brownout? And is that normal? Depends where you live in Dumaguete. I've got those lights behind me now. Should I bring the camera down? Let's put the thing down a bit so I don't know those lights going. Is that better? No, I don't know. I don't think those lights were a problem, are they? Behind me. I should have left that well alone. I'm going to catch up with it, then I'll answer the question. Mike Thompson, have you thought about getting a generator? Are you being sarcastic, Mike, about the generator or not? I had a genuine question because Jack's always, we have a generator, but it's up in the mountains and we're having trouble getting it down here. But yeah, in terms of the brownouts, No, it's not normal where we live now here in Becong. It was very normal where we lived before in Cambardo. It was a nightmare. We had them. Why did I piss around with this screen? I'm finding those night lights quite annoying now. Is that better? I don't know. I had it before when they weren't so much of a problem. Now they're bugging me. Maybe it's the way I sit all like this way. Um, bloody thing. No, but anyway, maybe if I sit like that, it blocks them out a bit. Um, so anyway, what we're saying, yeah, when living in Cabardo, it really is where you live. Oh, sod the lights. Where you live here, we've been here approaching a year now, not far off it. We've had two scheduled brownouts, which we knew were coming, and probably three unannounced. And none of them have been longer. Like tonight, it went off at 1:45 and it was back on within half an hour. Have been longer. Like tonight, it went off at 1:45 and it was back on within half an hour. But the worrying thing is, so this brownout, it seems to be. I mean, Ellen never told me this. Apparently, they've been talking about it on Facebook for a while now. I think it's to do with they're running out of fuel or power, so they're talking about spreading them around, so they may become more frequent. In terms of what Mike was saying, yeah, we have a generator. Ellen has a generator. Her brother has promised many times that he will bring it down because he's at home in the mountains. I can't bring it down on a scooter. I think I might hire a car and bring it down. But yeah, we've been in this situation for a while now. It's going to be brought down, then someone lets us down, and then, but yeah, so we're not going to buy a brand new one when she has a brand new one sat out there which isn't being used. It's just getting off, it's hiring a car or borrowing a friend's car to go and get it. But the trouble is, each time we think someone's going to, and because we have so few brownouts here, it's not something you really think about. But it might be something we think. We've got solar as well, and the thing is, with the solar though, it goes back into the grid. But the landlord asked me and Greg the other day, a powerful one, and that would cover us for brownouts. Because there's a brownout, the solar will kick in, it will go to our houses. Well, it's going to cost him a couple of 100,000 to do it, but he would do it if we wanted to, if we were happy to pay an extra 2,000 a month rent. And I thought, I'm still thinking about it. Well, there's not much point we've got a generator because it happens so rarely. Yeah, we don't have them often. But yeah, no, if it was like Cambardo, the last place, I mean, I've got a load of these things as well. But the trouble is, we've got so out of, because you can plug lights and fans and that in these. This is like a 500 watt. Give you a few hours of power and lights and things, but you've got to keep them charged up. Because it's so rare having brownouts, so I said to Ellen, right, we've got UPS for the internet. Go and grab one of these and plug the lights and the fan. I'll go live anyway. But of course, this was dead. So I mean, note to self: keep that charged up. So where are we going now? Planet Jonesy, hey mate, how you going? I'm good, Planet. How are you, mate? Welcome to the chat. Way less frequent than before COVID. There you go. You see, John's been here a long time. Was it 9, 10 years? So he knows a lot more than me. It's very difficult for me to say. I mean, I'm not disagreeing with John. I mean, John knows he's been here a long time. But the trouble with me is I've only been here like 3 years. I have lived in different areas. So, like, I didn't have many brownouts in Sibyland. Didn't have as many in Sitio as they have now. Had lots in Cambardo. But now we're living in Becong. Well, Cambardo is Becong, but a different part of Becong. It's a lot better than it was, but I've not lived anywhere for like 5, 6 years or whatever, the same place to be able to say whether things have improved or not. I put it down to this area, to be able to say whether things have improved or not. I put it down to this area is a lot better than Cambardo. Because I quite like living there, but a lot of brownouts there compared to other parts of Doomgate. That's why we moved here. But I don't know if it's better if it was worse in Banilad. We're in Banilad now. Whether Banilad has improved or it's got better, it's the same or got worse. I mean, John can answer that, but certainly, I think Banilad is probably the best place we've lived in terms of brownouts. Mind you, I don't think we had that many in Sibylan, to be honest. I'm trying to think, but I wasn't there that long, so it's hard to tell. Um, Plaza Finger, I'm good, thanks. Enjoying the cooler days now the rainy season has started. Well, we were enjoying the cooler days now the rainy season has started until they stopped. There was like a week when it rained, it got really cool and thought, great, the weather was broken. But the last few days, it's been really hot. I mean, God, classic example being, we went to play on pickleball before the quiz on Monday night. And I had done that about 2 months ago. I had played pickleball. I hadn't even broken into a sweat. So it wasn't on my mind being a change of clothes and things. And I had literally gone on a Wednesday night straight from the pickleball down to MC the quiz. And when I walked in, the first thing the owner knew and said, "You're looking very sporty today." I said, "I've just been playing pickleball." He says, "You haven't broken into a sweat." I said, "Well, don't need to, mate. I'm fit and I'm good." Being sarcastic, of course. John would have spilt his drink when he heard me say that. So I didn't give any thought about it. But in Monday, I forgot to bring a change of clothes. My God, within half an hour, I was soaked and drenched. I was going to go and get a change because of the heat. It's just so much hotter. But anyway, there you go. Last finger, glad you're okay after the quake. No damage here. Glad you're okay, Billy. I would have asked, but I know you're okay because we've spoken on Facebook, haven't we? But yes, I'm glad you're okay too, mate. Con Farrell, I thought the brownouts lasted for a few hours. It depends on the brownout, mate. It does in some places. I mean, the beauty of where we are now, we are more or less in the city. So if we're down, places and people that matter are down. You know what I mean? So it's unless it's a scheduled brownout, they're very quick here. If you're further out into the sticks, if you're in Combardo and that, they can last for hours. I mean, it's always pot luck. Don't I mean they do in some places. Some places they last for days. I mean Ellen, where she's up there in the mountains, they can have brownouts, and it's not unusual for it to be out, 24 hours. Never experienced that here. Never experienced that in Dumagetti. I mean, the closer you are to the city, the closer you are to the centrum, the far better the infrastructure tends to be. John Misters, back then you wouldn't last a week without a brownout, and they lasted for hours. Nowadays they are fairly quick to solve it, unless it's one of the planned ones that comes once a month. Um, you have planned ones once a month, do you? We've had two planned ones since we moved because I've kept a tally on those. Um, Gengan Philippines, hard to watch the England games living in Cardiff. But they don't mind. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't. I don't think they're that bothered, are they? If you go to one of the nicer places. I mean, I love Cardiff. I mean, I love Wales. I mean, it's not the same as watching them in Glasgow. I would have thought, but yeah, you'll be all right with the spoons, wouldn't you? I watched a few of the West Ham when we had our two promotion wins. I watched. How many times did we go there? I went to the Millennium Stadium 3 times in about 2 seasons because we had the two playoff finals and we made the FA Cup, and we were all right afterwards. I know they split the city in half, but it's not the same as going to certain places. I know the old Soul Crew might be out and about, but I don't think no. I think they might mind about us coming to watch it, but I'm sure they're not going to mind. An English guy watching an England. The old Soul Crew might be out and about, but I don't think no. I think they might mind about us coming to watch it, but I'm sure they're not going to mind. An English guy watching an England game on a weekend. I would have thought. Um, Joe Bucks, you've been to Vietnam. You can get anything on a scooter. I saw a guy with a king size mattress on a scooter, not folded or anything. Yeah, you can do. I remember when I was coming back in City, or the best one I saw was a guy on a scooter, and he had a full like push bike, a full size mountain bike, on his thing like that, and he was like driving around it, in between the bike. Makes him mind boggle. I'm not bad on the scooter. I wouldn't even dream of doing that. Planet Jonesy, is that a military tattoo on your right arm? Um, which one? This is my right arm. No, I've got a West. That's a West Ham tattoo on my right arm. I can't get used to this. That's the castle. It's West Ham. This is my right arm, by the way. I don't know if you're talking about my left arm. And that is a bulldog, an English bulldog with boxing gloves on that arm. Uh, 17 and 09 likes. If you haven't liked, you should be ashamed of yourself. Let's get these likes up. Um, there we go. Didn't work. Shall I beg instead? Forcefulness obviously doesn't work. Please give me a like. So Joe's on, Planet's on, then goes on. Who are we missing? We're obviously missing Jack Star. We're obviously missing Adam. We're obviously missing Jim. That is a shame. That is a shame. Not that it's not great, but we're missing the art gardens as well, and we're missing Wendy. Because you are the ones that make it possible. You are the guys who. Well, thank you very much for like. Thank you very much for likes up to 13. Well done, chaps. It did work. It did work. Money was at the likers for like. Thank you very much for likes up to 13. Well done, chaps. It did work. It did work. Money was at the like 'em, you bastards, or was it the please, please? I need to know. I need to perfect my technique. Um, yeah. It is not a lie to say I could not do the lives without you. I might start doing a theme. Planet Gen Z, just give you a like. Give you a like. Does that mean I just gave you a like or just give you a like? Yeah, just give me a like. Either way, thank you. Yeah, I'm at a juncture with a YouTube channel. I'll be honest with you. I'm not going to stop doing it because I quite enjoy doing it. But there are times when people make comments and things, and I think, should I give it a real go? I know time I think, no, just keep it how it is. Because the thing is now, I get quite inspired when I got the equipment. I've got the microphones if I can get them working. I've got the speaker. I've got the new camera with a singing or dancing camera on there. It's a bloody good camera. Should I do more content? And should I go chasing the likes or chasing the views? And part of me says no. And the other part of me says yes. The reason I'm telling you this is I've noticed that a lot of the live streams have a subject matter. So I might, on next Wednesday's live chat, I might have a topic. We'll see how it goes. But the trouble is, when I had a topic before, I got sidetracked. Because I think what you got to do is you got to concentrate on whatever your subject is and ignore the chats until the end. Because whenever I did chats or topics, I got sidelined. John, would you? Here you go. We're going to put him on the spot now. John Mesters, would you be interested in being on the channel for a segment? Is where we lose him. I should have asked him today. Never not thought of John before. Should have done. Jay Roden, people are happy to hit the like, but they don't think it unless you remind us. Well, thank you very much, mate. I will remind you going forward. Well, the thing is, you usually got Jack, and he always says, like, hit the likes and that. But yeah, I appreciate that, mate. You're right, because I watch other channels and I often forget to do it. And I think, why didn't I do it? Why do I not hit the like? Because I've enjoyed the content. You just got to get in the habit of doing it. And you'd think having a channel and appreciating the likes, I would do it more often because I'd think, yes, I note to self, hit the more likes on the videos I watch. But welcome on board, Jay. Rick in Asia, hi from General Santos. Hope you're well. I am well, mate. I am well. Thank you. I hope you are too. I hope you weren't affected by the earth. Well, I'm sure you weren't over there. John Mesters, what kind of content hasn't been covered yet by one of the many vloggers here? I don't know what you are. Are you talking about when I asked you, would you be on there? No, I get that. See, the thing is with me, when I did a video the other day, that last one, which no bastard watched, which is fair enough. You know, I got the thumbnail wrong and that. Not honestly care. I would rather do and talk about the things I want to talk about. But a few people have said recently in the comments, like I had some guy, I know he was a troll, but I had mentioned another channel and he was saying you should just do day in the life things and stuff like that. And I'm thinking, who the hell would be interested in the day of my life? But then I thought about it and thought, well, it's no skin off my nose to do that and try it. I mean, it's no extra work. Like the day, John, I was thinking, if things hadn't worked out the same way, I'd have done a little vlog of coming to meet you at, I was going to do a film going in Hideout. You say it's the best sandwich in Dumagetti. We could have done that. Could have gone down to the opticians. I could have done some filming there, a bit of advertising. So I'm saying I could do more day in the lives. I could do more lives. I could have subjects on my lives, you know, topics. The question is like, you know, can I be bothered? And if I weren't bothered, would people be receptive? What have anyone got any suggestions for topics for the next live? And in answer to your question, John, if you're talking, what I was getting at you, John, is I would like to get. I used to do a channel when I was over in City Hall called The Beach Bums, where 2 or 3 of my friends we would sit around and people would ask us questions. They weren't lives, but people would send messages in and say, "Want you to talk about this? Want you to talk about that? You know, what's your opinion on that?" And me and Paul and Ray. Paul was Australian. Ray was English. Another guy who will not mention, who was a psychopath, a Canadian guy. We just used to answer questions. I'd like to get that going again, but I'm struggling to think about who would be knowledgeable enough to talk about it. And you would, John. You've been here 10 years. You could be one of the 3. But I don't know if you're camera shy or not. But yeah, I'd like to get that going again. That would take up 1 week of that. That's 1 video a week. A couple anyway, I don't know. Anyway, the point is I'm at the point now where I either give it an effort or I won't. I'll just stay the way I am. Planet Jonesy, I like your interviews, mate. If you could do more of those would be good. Yeah, I might do a couple. I don't push people on that, but there are a couple of people I've got. I'm going to ask Sam this week because he's back now. He's moved back. I'd see if he'll do another one. I say, I asked my other neighbour and he don't seem too clear. I don't push people. But yeah, if I get the chance to do them, I'll do them. Just I don't go out as much as I used to now, so I'm not meeting as many people. Paul 8444. How are you, Paul, brother? I slipped back to the USA for this month, then back to Duma on the 3rd, just in time for Justin's big party on 4th. All American food. And has Helen, is Ellen, mate, Ellen, ELLEN, learned to cook any English food. How are the fur babies? So you're going to be back on the 3rd. You go back quite a bit, didn't you, Paul? I haven't seen you in ages, mate. Last time I saw you was at the music quiz, wasn't it? Or did I see you? Was it the music quiz or was it in Robinson's? I think it was Robinson's. I think the music quiz. So that's going back a long time. Ellen she makes a good shepherd's pie or a version of the shepherd's pie. That's about it though on the English cooking. I don't press her into doing it, mate. I don't really miss it. She cooks a bit of Thai. Far more like she does a nice red curry now, which got into, and I taught her how to make pad kapow. So no, she doesn't really cook many English dishes, but that's because I don't ask her to. It's mainly we've got a few favourites. She makes nice shepherd's pie, makes a nice pad kapow, makes a really nice red curry, and she does adobo. There's a few Filipino dishes I can't remember the name of, but she's good on that. Jay Roden, yeah, just make the good journey bonus and the fur babies, they're good. Thank you. I don't know where the cat is. The kitten's probably in there with Ellen. I think the dog is outside somewhere. I think she let him out a little ago. But safe journey back, mate. Lester Bangs, how you doing, mate? The African expats aren't very popular in Belfast right now. Are they not? Well, what's happening in Belfast right now? I didn't know there were many African expats in Belfast. Plaza Finger. I want to reactions to give people lava bread, marmite, hummus, etchat sort of thing. Where in the wild, wide world of sport would I get lava bread in Dumagetti, mate? Um, Thank you for the marmite. Still got a little bit of that left. I could revisit that again. Can get hummus here, but I don't think hummus is that far fetched, mate. I don't think you'd get many shocking reactions. It's quite, there's a few restaurants here that serve hummus. You can get hummus as a starter in. It's a popular starter in Bahia. They do it. It's a starter in the new place Nick the Greek's. Not surprising, really. A Greek restaurant with hummus. They sell it in the LP Metro, the supermarket there. Yeah, I think a lot of people hummus is not a thing over here, so I don't think we get much reaction there, mate. Etchat, oh, etc. I was about to say we could try some etchat because I've never heard of that, etc. That sort of thing. Okay, I'll have to think of some things. Jay Roden, day in the life, help people thinking about moving to the Philippines, see what it is like, I suppose. Yeah, I just think so many people are doing those. I just think who the hell would be interested in my day? But I have had a couple of interesting days in the sense that, yeah, I might try a couple of day in the lives. Um, Jay Roden, I enjoyed when you live streamed a little while you were having dinner because I was interested to see what the food was like. Did I ever live stream when I was having dinner? I don't remember doing that. Mike Thompson, enjoy your walk and talks and also the interviews. Yeah, the trouble with the walk and talks is you've got to think of something to say, and it's hard to come up with subjects. And I don't like to revisit subjects, but I think I should, to be honest with you, because some of the topics I've talked about, it's been like 2.5 years ago, and a lot of people won't have heard them. But yeah, that's the trouble with the walk and talks. That's what's so appealing about if I was to put more effort into the channel for doing more lives and doing more in day of the lives because you don't have to you can't don't have to think of what to talk about then. Um, you did a video a while back where you showed a bit of what happens in your day, the pickleball, the restaurant, a bit of quizzing. It was good stuff, to be fair. Yeah, but no one watched it. It never got views. No one was interested. That's what put me off revisiting it. The trouble with stuff like that is it's not that you've got to be thick-skinned. I mean, I've said before, I don't make an income. I'm not doing it for that. But you start to think like, I've got to carry a cam around all day. I've got to potentially make a few friends uncomfortable and ask them if they want to be in camera. And that you've got to edit and that. When you upload it and a few hundred people watch it, and most of them only watch it for like 2 minutes, you think, what's the point? I edit and that. When you upload it and a few hundred people watch it, and most of them only watch it for like 2 minutes, you think, what's the point? What was the point? But then again, what else have I got to do with my time? If you build it, they will come scenario, I suppose. But like now, we're chatting away and the, the viewers is down to 14. It just keeps dropping. You think, what's the point? um, yeah, I could do some of that. Joe, $5. I got the equipment for it now. About your past video about Americans loving Dumagetti. In my opinion, it's because of the shitty atmosphere in the States. English is spoken and the sense of community that many in Duma YouTubers portray. Um, yeah, I think there is certainly a used to be Canadians. I met a lot of Canadians here, and I only ever met one who was happy with Canada. And I'm not being politically clear because the guy who was happy with Canada said the people that weren't were talking a lot of crap. And it was funny to watch him because you'd hear, oh, this is a communist country. And it's this. I know it's not a communist country. It's not even close to a communist country. So when someone says that, you think, you've never been to a communist country. What the hell are you talking about? But yeah, it was America. It was Canadians. Very rarely met a happy Canadian. They were all really unhappy and happy to be here because it wasn't Canada. But that seems to have moved more to Americans the last year or so. A lot of Americans you meet, all they want to do is badmouth, as you say, America, and the way it has gone in their eyes. So yeah, it's horses for course. That certainly be an element of it. Um, Alan Brockett, how you doing, mate? Hiya, how's it go, man? Glad to hear the quake didn't touch you much. Life got a bit shaky and dizzy here in Mintown. Did it really? Well, I'm glad you're okay, mate. Yeah, we didn't feel a damn thing. You know, well, there you go. How shaky was it? Plastered finger. Humus here is very rare, but it will make up for the Marmite and the lava bread. I get mine posted over. Persons do it in tins. They do lava bread in tins, did they? Never knew. You never heard of such a thing. Um, yeah, there you go. I'm going to ignore the next guy, Richard Brown. He's a troll. I came to the conclusion. I give people the benefit of the doubt. But he's a troll. And see, the thing is, people like him, they try and get under your skin, but they don't. I mean, I've got a little button where you can just blind people from the channel, and I very rarely use it. Um, which shows how much these people bother me. But I'm going to jump past that one. I came to the conclusion he was an a-hole a little while back. Keep saying the same things like, I wouldn't do this, I wouldn't do that, I wouldn't move to Dumagetti. Well, don't move to Dumagetti then. You know what I mean? It's like pointless. But there you go. And now he's trying to imply that my live stream isn't exciting. Well, your life is so exciting, Richard, that you had to watch the live stream. I don't watch other live streams. Plaster finger. The one thing that I need to war about is buying a second-hand cars, bikes, how the system works, and insurance. Well, I've never bought a second-hand bike, but John will tell you. John is still there. Um, Best thing to do. Well, I'll tell you what. Well, actually, no. Anyway. John Mesters, you might have an interview with someone about the issues they have encountered in the Philippines versus their home country. That might help people have more realistic expectations. Well, I used to do it all the time, John. I mean, I used to do a lot of interviews. That's what people are referring to. I mean, when I was over in Sydney, that was primarily all I did. But when I moved here, it became, I just stopped chasing interviews. But yeah, I would talk about people about, what brought them here basically and comparing the two. But it's getting people, yeah, it's just pressing people. Like you, for example, John, how long have I known you? And I've never asked you to do an interview. I've never asked, I think I probably, Colin, who I play with the quiz every Monday. I've never asked him. I don't ask people because I don't want to put them in a position of so, I mean, I could be more active. I'm sure if I asked everyone I knew, I would get, I mean, even if 10% said yes, that would be enough interviews for the next few months. But I just yeah, I should do more, I suppose. John Mesters, I feel some vloggers romanticize the Dumagetti lifestyle. Yeah, they do. They do, 100%. Oh, Walter, greetings from GS. How are you doing, Walter? Good to hear you, mate. Walter, greetings from Cebu. Walter is from Belgium, so not far from you. John is Dutch, so quite close. Paul, sounds like Ellen is a good cook, as I'm trying to learn to cook some Filipino dishes, and you could go to specific locations and walk and talk, as my idea was to ask. So what do you think? Yeah, I will try and I could do some more walk and talks around the city. I mean, to be honest with you, a while back, but I didn't want to do it. I changed my mind because it looked like I was chasing money. But I thought about having a membership channel just because when I was over in Sigil and things, there's music and all this crap and there's things that you've got to worry about taking out. But if you've got a membership channel, I was going to set it for the lowest possible rate. But the point is, then you don't have to worry about copyrights, you don't have to worry about this or whatever because you're behind a wall. And I thought for a while, what puts me off doing it now is it's just such a nightmare going around the town and that, with music and things and that. So much work to cut things out. And the trouble is, you could not monetize it, but then if you do, you get monetized anyway, and it goes to, it's just a world of crap. But I might start doing that, because I've got nothing on myself to do. Oh, and it will get me better at editing. But yeah, because it's hard not to go into town and not be infringing on people's copyrights and things. You know, it's like, and then getting people out, and then you've got the worry of people's faces. You know, it's a lot hard. I take my hat off to people who do that, because it's not easy. Alan Brockett, tremor went for around a minute. The quake was around 100 miles southwest of the house. Mostly the house felt like riding a camel around on a ship sailing through a rough patch. Didn't do any damage though. I'm glad that, presumably, I hope not. I mean, are you renting, or is it your place? We had one a while ago. It wasn't one of the big ones, and the house shook. And Ellen like was like, you know, so we went outside. Only once we've gone outside, but that was in Dumagetti, which is strange because it wasn't one of the big ones in Cebu. We didn't feel those, but that was only time, and it only lasted about a minute. But as I say, I don't know how big that earthquake was. It must have been more local, but it wasn't one that made the papers. Joe Box, you seem to have a lot of experience living, travelling abroad. Anecdotes about your travels could be helpful to folks. But you see, that's the trouble, Joe. I appreciate that. I've done it. That's what I'm saying. That's the thing. But I could repeat them. But I did. That's why I called the channel when I first started. Speaking of Asia, I talked about the stories in Thailand, and I talked about things that happened there, and anecdotes and things. I think, you know, I've done them. I don't want to start repeating them again, but I think I have to at some stage, or just, you know, because yeah, I mean, people. If you go back in the views, you'll hear about some friends of mine who came unstuck, and people who scammed people, and a friend of mine who died, another friend who ended up homeless, and the time I took on some poisonous snakes, you know. But they're down in the ether. You know, unless I revisit them, I kind of ran out of stories in that sense. Um, Alan Brockett lasted long enough to make my wife and I a bit crazy and sloshed the water around in the kettle, but nothing broke and the power stayed on. Yay, the Philippines. um, Show $5. What about split screen interviews with subscribers abroad? Now that's a good idea. That's potentially an idea. Or other YouTubers abroad. Um, that could happen. That could be something. That's one of the reasons why I've got this new camera, because I could start doing stuff like that. Um, John Mesters, how about a monthly video panel talk to answer questions and exchange experiences? That's what I'm talking about. That is what the kind of thing was. But I am looking for people on the panel. I will discuss this with you tomorrow night at the quiz, John, and I'll discuss it with a couple of other people who I think might be interesting. Um, Jay Roder used to walk and talk and to complain about something that was bothering you. Maybe less things are bothering you these days. But yeah, I enjoyed hearing your perspective. Well, less things are bothering. No, there are some things that bother me. I've got a few things lined up, but you just get called to Whinging Pom. Well, fuck them. They can call me what they want. But yeah, no, there are a few things. If you want to cover you on that, mate, there are a few things that I have a subject matter. But I've been building up for it. I say the thing is, sometimes it's hard to think of things to talk about, but I haven't been able to talk about things for the last couple of weeks because a combination of the weather, my camera backing up, having to get a new laptop. I have some things in mind to talk and moan about. So yeah, I can do that. Don't get me started on. I tell you, I can talk to you about a couple of things on that front, and I will do over the coming days. And a couple of them really are whinges. Um, Joe Five Backs, that's a great damn idea. Hell, I'm not afraid to chat. What, doing the split screens? There you go. You could be. I've just got to work out how to do it. But yeah, that could be something. And complaining, my God, that's right up my tree. There aren't many people who can moan as well as I can. Or maybe that's arrogance. I don't know. But I like a good moan. But the trouble is when I'm moaning, I'm not being moaning, I'm being constructive. But I am going to moan. Here's going to be a couple of subjects for you over the coming weeks. White privilege is not a thing in the Philippines, and I will tell you why. And it shouldn't be, but it's not. And also, bloody parking attendants. Those baskets drive me mad. Yeah, I'm going to talk about that in the company. There you go. They will be either walking talks or sit downs and moans. Um, but I tell you what, fellas, I have been talking now for quite a while. I don't know how. Yeah, 1 hour and 8 minutes. And I usually go on for an hour and a half. But the trouble is, I am Hank Marvin. I haven't eaten. Usually, like, I eat straight after the live. So Ellen was cooking and then the power went off. That delayed things. I haven't eaten since, yeah, since lunch. And it's nearly 9 o'clock at night. So I am going to bring the stream to an end now. And then I'm going to have something to eat. Or I could ask my lovely Ellen. I could sit there and eat in front of the camera, but no one wants to see that, I'm sure. But thanks for joining us. But I've got like Nick, I'm going to finish off in about 5 minutes. So hit me with any questions or anything you want to know. Alan Brockett, yeah, I can talk. I'm not scared of the camera, and I have a mic set up. Do you really? Well, there you go. This could be the future. Listen, Joe, I can contact you on Facebook to tear this up. Alan Brockett, you can find me on Facebook. There is a link, or there's a link on the homepage. We've got a Facebook group called Speaking of Asia. If you want to do that, then touch base with me, because it's the kind of thing we'd have to hook it up in advance and know that we're going to do that. But yeah, I'm up for that. That's a very good idea. I could set that up as an interview once a week, and if I can get someone to interview in person, I'll do it. If I can't, then we'll do the thingy ones. Not your second choice, I'm saying, but between the two, if I've got times when I can't, yeah, that's a good idea. Because I've got the camera now, and the microphone seems to be working all right. But I will have to speak to Ellen, which will be in another domestic, because she's not very patient, and I'm not very patient. Morning with a British accent hits different. Huh? So it does, Sean. Right, I'm going to sign off now. Thanks everyone for joining. John, I will see you tomorrow night. Thanks everyone who was part of the party. Next time I see you, I might have some new glasses. Hold on a second. Paul 844. Hold your phone up on WhatsApp or that does a split screen as a comparison to say somebody back in the States to Europe versus you and Duma. Yeah, but I probably won't be using my phone. I might use my phone for that. I will look into the possibilities of how that will work. Because I mean, I can't do a WhatsApp on YouTube, I don't think. I mean, I'll have to use the YouTube streaming to do that. I mean, all right. I mean, but it doesn't have to be alive, does it? I mean, yeah, I could do it that, and I could save it. There are a few ways around it. I'll just have to work out the best way to do it. I will do some research. Famous last words. Because before, the only one I just spat. That's disgusting. God, I'm getting old. I do apologise. The last one I did was the only one I've ever done like that. I interviewed a guy. I can't think his name now. He's an insurance guy. What's his name? Good guy, American guy. We had to use Skype because Skype was the only one you could download and record, but it might be different now. But I have to look into that. But I did do a Skype one once. Right. Anyway, I'm going to go now. Jay Rain is saying good night, you all. But I'll look into that, Paul. Safe journey back, mate. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for joining, and stay safe and be lucky. And you don't hit the like button, hit the like button.